Hi guys, this is Mama Sue, and today we're going to be making these pretty little things. Oops, not this one. I got the wrong one there. Here it is. We're going to make these pretty little earrings. Aren't those cute? They got the rose down on the bottom, and then they've got, that's all there is on this one. And then this one has got little embellishment in it. Just to show you that you can change them up to whatever you want them to be changed up to. You can make them the style you want to make them. But aren't those cute? And they're just so simple. Well, anyway, what we do is I've got to show you how to make the circle first. But we are going to use, this is a pill bottle. What I like to use is anything nice and round. So I have this. I think I took yarn off of this. But if you'll notice, I save all kinds of yarn and pill. This was jewelry wire here. Jewelry wire was on this. But that made a nice ring, nice size ring. And then I have another one. I think this was jewelry wire too. And it makes a nice size ring. But today we're going to use this. Well, I don't know. I think we'll use this size, just for the heck of it. I was thinking, do I want to make small ones or do I want to make large ones or what? Anyway, what we do is we get ourselves some more. Today I'm using the dark anodized steel, and then I use copper to make the rose. And I get this at a hardware store. This is regular copper wire. This is 18 gauge here on the copper. And then this one is 19 gauge. And the reason I like to use this hard steel is because it's a real nice hard frame to make your earring with. But I can actually go with a thinner copper. Hang on a second, because the thinner copper I think would be easier for you, especially if you've not done this kind of stuff before. I think that's what I'm going to do, is go with a thinner copper for you. I've got a mess in this bag. But anyway, here we go. Or let me get this out of here. This is two different kinds hooked together, and there we go. Let me check and see if this is going to work. Well, you know what? I'll start it up. If this is too thin to start my rose to where you can really see it's a rose, we'll switch back to the other kind. That's what we'll do. Now I just cut myself a piece of wire. Oh, let me check and see how long. I'm going to go ahead and cut 8 inches. An 8-inch piece. And then I'll just match it up to the other one. I'm sure 8 inches will be enough. Now I'm measuring these together. And for the top right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers and see the square part right here. I'm going to lay my wire right in there and make sure that it goes right to the edge, but not over the edge right here. And then I'm just going to push it straight down like this. Now I'm going to do both of these at the same time to make sure they both come out the same. Put it in there right to the edge. Don't go past the edge, and push straight down. Now I have both sides already measured up to how much is going to wind on my, that'll be this part right here is this part here. So you can, as you can see, this is a little bit longer than these little earrings, but I'm making a bigger pair of earrings this time anyway. So if you notice with this, it's probably about the same. Yeah, there you go. See there? That's that part. Now we're going to have the circle on the top of this. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put it about halfway here, which is about a 1/4 inch on these round nose. And then I'm going to push it away from me, just like that. Now I didn't go all the way, so I'm going to move my pliers a little bit, let it finish going around, just like that. Now I'm going to put my pliers back in right here and just come down and meet the wire. It's right where it stops. I'm going to pull the metal down. And then I have this. Then I'm just going to squeeze this little place right here and just go sideways to where this matches. I want the that little piece right there to be the same length as where I turn the wire. See there? It's right there, right at the same edge. Now this is going to get wrapped at the end after we're finished making our earring. But anyway, let me go ahead and get the other top done, and then we'll go from there. We're holding on to the top right about midway, about a 1/4 inch, about a 1/4 inch in. And we're going to move it away from us. Then we're going to move our pliers a little bit so we can finish going around. Now I finished going around. Now I'm going to bring my pliers over to this other side. Take it all the way down to until it touches the wire and bring it straight down. Like that. Then I'm going to put my pliers on here and squash it straight down so that these two wires match right here. See how they match? They're right in the same place. Now we've got mirror images of one another, so we're in good shape. Except this one's crooked. Now it's not. Okay, now I want to make my circles. Now that I've got these made like this, I'm going to take my thumb and put right on top of this. See how I've got this bent? I've got it bent enough where it's just starting to look round. I'm going to go around my tube, come back up, and just bend it around. Just bend it around just like that. And I want to do my other one at the same time. I like them done at the same time because then there's mirror images and they just turn out the same size better. So this time I'm going to put it right here, just like I did before. I'm going to go around, but I'm going to end up coming up this side instead because then it'll be on the opposite side of the other one. I'll show you that in just a minute. If you notice, this wire is going around this side, and this one's going around this side. So they're coming out, they're on mirror images of one another. So that they both are going in opposite directions, which is how you want them to be. Now you're going to want to take your pliers and you're going to make this tight. You're going to grab your wire and just kind of pull it. See how I pulled it a little bit? The more I pull it, the tighter it gets. Now we're going to start rolling up the wire on this. See how we're going right up the wire? Ooh. Now I'm going to keep going till I get up to the top. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, I don't know if I want to cut that off. I might want to make a pretty design on the end. So I might leave that wire there for now. Okay, and now we want to do this side. I'm going to scoot it down here a little bit. And I'll just turn this around so I can get a good feel on it. So I can hang on to it. Turn it. And turn it. Now I've got it turned enough to where it's nice and tight now. Now I can start rolling it. Just rolling it around. Pull this back forward. And just go around until we have it right how we want it. Then we're going to check and see how many wraps we got on that other one so we can have them the same. This means I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need 3 more. 5, 6, and 7. Now I got to pull these off of here. Now what I could do is see how nice and round that comes out when you do it on there? And if you'll notice, my wires are a mirror image of one another. Now this right here was probably from thread or yarn, a spool. And when I saw it was hard plastic, I go, oh, that's a good one to save. There we go. Make sure you do it close to the edge on each side. It's hard to get off. Now, if you notice, these are mirror images of one another. Because of the way I did it, they're mirror. Well, let me get my bowl under here. You can see what's going on. Yeah, you can see that better. Now you can see they're both going totally opposite of one another. But they're both the same size. They're both exactly the same size. So this is an awesome thing. Now, what you're going to want to do is, because we want them long like that, like these, or like these, whichever ones you want to go with. So what we're going to do is put our fingers in there and just give it a little tug. Now you've got an elongated look to it just from that little tug. Let me do it with this one to show you better. I just pulled straight out, and it's got a round, and it's round looking. And then I'm just going to start squeezing in the edges some. Grab my pliers. You wouldn't believe how cool the pliers work on this stuff, just rounding it out for you. Now that's getting how I want it to be. And that's just about right. That's going to be a nice one. And then I got to get this one. There we go. Aren't those nice? Now, I've got these edges on here, and I'm wondering, what I'm thinking about doing is maybe putting a little spin on them. Like if you look at this one, I've got like a little rose kind of spin right down there on the edge. I'm thinking since I have that much left over, I'm going to go ahead and do that roll, because that roll really makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to cut some of it off because it's a little bit on the long side. I normally don't go over an inch when I'm doing my rolls. And I'll just put this one up to this one and cut it off. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'll just look at them and see if they're close. This one needs to be cut off just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to show you how to make that little spin there. I hadn't planned that, but you got it now. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the edge of this with your, just the edge of your round nose, and just give it a little U shape, just like that. See that little U shape? Then you're going to take your pliers and just squash that little thing in. That's the way I do it. A lot of people cut it off real tight and close together and then go from there. But it's just more trouble than it's worth to me. And then I start grabbing onto it and spinning it. See, like turn it into a cinnamon roll, if I can get a hold of it. Here, if I grab the back of this, it's easier for me. There, now it's twisting. Once you get it started, it'll go good. See? It's working up real good. Now, I want this, do I want it this way? No, I want it this way. I want this to go this way. It just looks better that way. Then I have just a cute little cinnamon roll on there. I should bring that down just a little bit because I don't have anything on this. So I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Well, that's one thing you can do. But I kind of like these better without the cinnamon roll. I'm going to take that off. It just doesn't look right with it. So I'm taking it off. And then we'll finish up this earring. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to squash those down. Oops. I squashed it up instead of down. There we go. There's another piece sticking out right there at the bottom. And we can't have that happening. Okay, I'm squishing this down again. Okay, this is nice. Okay, now let's get that part that we wanted on there done. Okay, I'm going to take some of my wire. Boy, this one's messy. But I want to use my old wire first, so I don't want to open a new one. I have new ones, but I just don't want to open them yet. Now I'm going to just cut this in half. Now I cut this about 9 inches too, 8 to 9 inches. Oh, wait a minute, let me look down here. I've got a measurer right here. There's 4. It's about 9 inches. That's at about 9 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here and just wind it around a second. and pull it tight. Let me squish that together. Well, you know what? I haven't got it even on there. You want this even as you can get it. So let me put these up together. I'm getting kind of sloppy here. It really doesn't matter if the wire's bent when it's this little. Okay, now I've got that like that. Now the piece that's overlapped, you're going to go over that one, and you're going to go under the big one and around, just like that, and around. Now you're going to take this one and you're going to bring it down and under the one that just went over the under the bottom of it and around. I don't know, this might be better with the big wire, but we'll see. If it doesn't show up, I'll get the big wire out. Then we're going to go under and up, then under with the other wire and up. Oop. Then under and up, under, up, under, yep. Let's see if that's doing it. Can you tell that's a rose? I think we'll use the thicker wire. This just is not doing the job. I'm learning these things along with y'all. This I haven't known for very long, but I know it works with the thicker wire better than the thinner wire now. I just learned that one. Okay, here's thicker. Is this thicker than this? Yeah, this is thicker than that. We'll use this one. Wait, I can't cut that. Wait, is this a... Did I pull out the same wire? No, this is a lot thinner wire. Now this one here is an 18 gauge wire. So we should be able to use this. I'll cut that off right in the middle. Put it on here. Go around one time. There we are. Then we're going to go over the top with the same wire and underneath the second wire. Now we're going underneath. See? And we're going to bring it around a little bit. Then we're going to take this one and bring it down and under the wire we just finished playing with. This is going to be something you're going to be doing back and forth as you go around making this rose. Then you're going to stop. You're going to go down and around this other wire. See, we're just going back and forth with the wires. That's all we're doing. So we're going down and around the wire in front. See how it's changing into, it's starting to look like a rose. Now we're going to go pull this one up a little bit. Now we're going to go down and around again, down and around the bottom, just like that. And then we're going to do it one more time, I think. Down and around. And then we're going to pull it over to the other side, and we're going to, well, let me go around one more time. Take this one down around. There we go. Now I'm going to go around here just to lock it in place. See how I'm pulling that up there? I want to do that with my pliers so I'll get it nice and tight. Now that should be nice and tight. Now I'm going to go over here and get this one locked down. Well, I might have to go around with that, because it's not happy just going in place right there. So I'm just going to bring it around so that it comes up through the bottom. However it looks best to you. And I like it when it looks pretty even. It's nothing like a perfect rose. Now, if you can see, we got a nice little rose on there. And we need to cut off these edges. And then we're going to squash them in. I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit more. There we go. Because I want it to be in the back, not in the front. Don't want it shallow. Okay, now I'm squashing those down real good when I'm turning them. I'm turning them and squashing them at the same time. And kind of pushing them in. Let me get my other pliers where I push this whole thing in real good. Ah, here we go. I'll get it even where I want it. Give it a little nice squash here, and a little nice squash here. And then it should stay where it belongs. Okay, that's nice. Now I'm going to, now see how that's got a nice little rose on it? It's not even yet though. Get it over a little bit. That'll be good. That'll be nice right there. Okay, and now I'm going to put a little bit of texture in this wire because it looks better like that. You know, like I've got in these wires here, I've got that texture. The way I do that is I take one of my, any of these. You can do it with a hammer too, but just for the sake of time, and I don't have a hammer with me, we'll do it this way. And all I'm doing is let me scoot this up here so you can see it better. I am squashing it as I go around. I'm just giving it a little squash every so often as I go around. See how one side has a kind of a texture to it and the other one doesn't? Hope you can see that. Okay, now I'll get this other side. And then we can give these a bath to where they all change their same color. I'm going to squish this down just like that, and I probably should have done it before I started, but now I don't want to do that with the other one until I'm done with the rose, because each time you squash the wire you make it a little bit bigger and a little bit more brittle. But see how cute that is? Now when I get that washed in my liver of sulfur, it will change that to the same color, and then I'll sand a little bit off to give it some antique look, like I did on these other ones. Like see how that's got an antique look to it? That's because I sanded it a little bit after I gave her a wash. Okay, where did I put that other wire? Oh, there it is. Okay, now we're going to make the other one. And we're going to try to make them the same size. Put it through, fold it up, and just put a nice little bend in there. And the way you know which side you're going to use to make your rose is whichever side you decide to use, it's going to go over the other side and up. Okay, it's going to go over. This one's going over this side. And that's how you get it started. Now we're going to go, oh, wait a second. Let me put this back how I had it. I want to make that nice and firm on there. Okay, bring, oh, this one is the one. Bring this one over. And then this one goes and over and around. I'm going to try to make this go around a little bit. Then we're going to make this one go boy, I'm having a difficult time here. Man, I should have a sip of my coffee. Let me try this again. You know, this happened the last time I did it. That's why I just now redid this video. Because I did the same thing with the second earring. And there, oh great. Now if this breaks, I will have done the same thing exactly as the other one. Okay, now I'm going to pull this up like this. I'm going to cross them over one another. Just like that. And now this wire is going to cross over this wire and go under it. Now I'm crossing over, which makes it where this wire can't come up now. And I'm going to go under it. See how I just went under it? Now I'm going to take this wire, I'm going to cross it down and under this wire, the other wire, and come up. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to bring this down under this wire. I'm going to squish this down first because it's making me nuts. Just so it doesn't move so much on me. Okay, now I'm going to take this one and it's going to come down and it's going to go under this wire. Now I'm just doing this. That's all I'm doing is I'm going back and forth. This one's going around a little bit. Then I'm bringing this one over and it's going around and under this wire a little bit, which is turning it into a rose. That's the only thing that makes it turn into a rose. Now you're bringing this one around and under. That makes another little leaf on the rose. And now I'm going to do it again. Isn't that cool? How it makes your rose? It's real simple. I don't know why I had to make it so hard for you. Now this one's going under. Now let me match these to each other and see where I am. It looks like I'm right about my stop point. So let me squash this rose upward a little bit. Let me look at this together. Okay, I'm going to bring this around. I'm going to bring this. Now I'm going to bring this one around and up under like that. Now this one's going to come over the other side and wrap around so that I can tie it off. I'm going to do it with this so I can make them real tight so it doesn't like move on me. Now I'm going to get this other side if I can. Get that over there. I think I put it down too much because I couldn't even get it. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back up. You can't tell. But I'm going to wrap this around right here. Let me get it real tight with my pliers. Oop, I can't get a hold of it. Now I got it nice and tight. And you shouldn't get it nice and tight until you got it right where you want it. Okay, I'm going to go around this one more time. Just like that. And I'm going to cut those edges off. Now what's neat is all you need is a spool of a medium soft wire once you get used to this. And you could make a whole slew of earrings just with wire. You know, once you get used to doing a lot of wire type wrap, the sky's the limit because there's so many different things you can do with wire. Now that's kind of a cute rose. Let me put these together and show you how cute they are. Okay, now I am going to dip these in liver of sulfur. I got to get some water. Here's my water. I always put it in a container with a lid like this because this stuff stinks so bad, like an outhouse. And then I'm going to grab a little piece out of there. I grabbed this piece here. I probably don't need that much, but I'm going to put it in the water. And that's going to change the color of these. That's what's going to give us our pretty little special deal here. Now I'm going to just move this around a little bit. Okay, now let me dip them. That quick, guys, that quick. Is that stuff awesome or what? Look at the difference. That's just from putting it in there for a minute. Not even a minute. All of it's not even, I didn't need a big piece like that because that big piece isn't even dissolved yet. There we go. Now we got our set done. Now I've got to dry them off, sand them a little bit, just to give them a pretty texture. Oh wait, did I texture both these? No, I didn't. I got to texture this one. Let me just go around and get this textured real quick. I'll try to do it real quick for you. I'm going to have to go wash my hands after touching this stuff. It's not good for you. Don't keep it around kids. I'd make a new batch every time if you have kids so that you can use it and throw it out. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a little sand. Just all the way around, just a little bit here and there. It just looks so cool when you get some of that off. It just makes such a difference. And this is just an inlay board I'm using here. I use a file sometimes, but I don't. It's not that I need it. It's just it's handy because these inlay boards wear out so quick. I want you to see how pretty that's coming out on that. And then here's the other one next to it. You can't see the, oh yeah, you can't see the red coming through. Although there's a nice red coming through on one of them, and the other one's solid black. This one's solid black, and that one has the red color coming through from the copper. It's got the copper tone. Let me do it with this. Maybe you'll see it better. Now this is a big one here. Let me see if this makes a difference. Can you see the difference now? See, you can see all the chrome, I mean the copper coming through, and on this one you don't see it yet. I'm going to have to squish this down yet. This flower is just a little bit bigger than what matches. And we want them close in size. We want to make them close in size. Okay, I should do it. Now I'm gonna get this one. Oh, I just love it. Okay. By George, I think we got it. Now we just got to put the ear wires on, and we have a beautiful pair of earrings ready to go. Ready for a gift box, actually. Now, if you want to, you can put a bead in there. You know, like I did with this one here. You can put a bead in there, and that'll dress it up a little. But they're real nice like this, too. They go with anything like this. And then you don't have to worry about matching colors. So that's one reason I like it like that. But let me get these ear wires on, and then we'll be all set here. Okay. To get the ear wires on, I like to make them straighter for my ears. And whoever else is, I mean, they can bend them back if they want to, but this is the way mine come. I open it up straight. I never pull it out because it weakens the wire. Then I put this on. I always put the front side on first. Front side down. And then, voila! There we go. Now let me get this other one, and we will have our pair of earrings made. And pull this up, not out. Put that on there and close her up. And by George, we got her done. Now there's one other thing that you actually could do to these if you wanted to. I've done it with other earrings, but I mean, here's the ones I embellished by putting a bead here in the top. And then these are just short. I like these without anything on these short ones. But like here's a pair of earrings I made, and I just decided to put wire around the edges, and it just gave it a more dramatic look. So you could actually even put that around the edge if you wanted to. So that's what I got for you today, and you guys, God bless and keep you all safe.